citizens fighting to pay less taxes when they have more means. That is not some type of legal argument. This is a moral argument. It is morally wrong, morally repugnant to have power and to have means and to shirk responsibility for the good of all. And even the writer of The Wealth of Nations, who the fiscal conservatives like to elevate as the father of free market capitalism, even the writer of The Wealth of Nations distrusted corporate power, distrusted the accumulation of power into the hands of the few, the hands of the rich. That is why we're here. That's why we're the 99%, because we're sending a message. So what do we do about this? What is our goal? Last year, the Supreme Court of the United States of America handed down an agreement, a ruling that said that corporations are people, that Walmart can throw $5 million at a political candidate and deserves to be treated the same way as I, who can maybe afford $100 in my budget, maybe $1,000 if I could find a way to not eat for a week. That is morally and ethically wrong. It is a legal decision that has no basis in reality because it ignores the questions of scale. Scale is an important concept that people forget, and let's have a little history lesson here. In the late 1800s, early 1900s, it was reasonable to believe that a corporation and a business had the same legal power as a person because these were small businesses, small corporations. In the founding of America, there was no precedent for a multinational corporation with millions of employees. There is no historical precedent for any of this. So trying to treat corporations today with the same types of understandings that we've had for 200 years does not make sense. The corporation of the 21st century is not a person, it is a government. It is a collective of people joined together behind a common purpose, but it is not a common purpose of the American way of life. It is a common purpose of the Target way of life, of the Walmart way of life, of the Apple way of life, the Google way of life. Whatever corporation you want to bring out, it is a collective of their ways of life. It is fundamental that we understand that as governments living within the United States, these corporations have ulterior motives beholden to themselves, as this young man just said, that may not be in line with our fundamental principles. And what are our fundamental principles? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men, not corporations, are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. The chief among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We want that Supreme Court decision overturned. We want legal protections that start to acknowledge that corporations are not people. Corporations are entities, they are organizations, they are foreign governments in our midst that need to be treated with the same types of regulation and the same types of considerations as we use in foreign diplomatic relations. It is unconscionable for a corporation to spend millions of dollars on a political candidate, and yet for us to turn around and be worried that China might be giving thousands of dollars to a political candidate, because it's the same thing. If we're going to worry about China, we should. We should be worried about other countries buying our political process, but that same type of worry that we extend to other countries, we need to extend to corporate politics, because it is fundamentally the same thing. That's all I got.
Good job, man.